Con mechanics are real. That is something we cannot deny about. But let me tell you of a person who's worse than a con mechanic. It is that one guy you trust at the garage. Let me tell you a story about how I was conned. I had just bought my Mazda Demio. Upon buying the car, I realized that there was a lot of squeaking noises and it had these vibrations that told me that the suspension needs to be checked into. Now, even from Kirinyaga, you know that Embu is the hub for spare parts. And now, as you go to Embu, right after a place we call sewage, there's a sewage treatment plant. There's a very long signage, a very big signage that tells you, beware of con mechanics. I don't know if it's still there, but back then it was there. You know, me being cautious and everything, I decided I'm not going to go to Embu alone. I'm going to go with a friend of mine, a friend whom I trusted, because when I was buying the Mazda Demio, he was there with me. He did the negotiations and got me a fair deal. So I had to put my trust in him. Now, something interesting about my friend is that he was married. And now I know their boundaries and everything. So I approached the wife and told the wife, kindly talk to your husband. Next Saturday, both of you will take me to Embu so that I can have my car checked, and day is on me. I assured her that. So yeah, her being a good friend, she talked to the husband and the guy agreed. So on this Saturday, the three of us went to Embu. Upon reaching to Embu, the car was assessed and the mechanics gave me a long list of what needed to be checked. There were arms, bushes, tie rod ends, rack ends, basically a whole suspension overhaul. So after I was given the list, our guy excused himself to go and make a phone call. You know, we're basically men and long phone calls. You don't ask questions about that. So in the meantime, me and the wife were just in the car, just having a ladies' chit chat. The phone call took quite some time, and when the guy came back, I was like, have a look at the list that the mechs have given me. So the guy looked at the list and told me and advised me, John, I know you're very new in this, but let me tell you one thing. You don't trust a mechanic. It's better, me, you, and my wife, we go, get the spare parts, bring them to the mechanics so that they can fix them on their cars. Like, oh yeah, dude, you haven't said. I mean, you're looking out for my interest. And the three of us went to the spare part shop. Now in Embu, the spare part shop are linearly arranged. Shop one, shop two, shop three. We went to the first shop. Getting the first shop, I only inquired for the price of one item. And I'm not going to name the price for that item because if you hear the item and the price I was given, you'll be like, yo, Joanne, how can you be so gullible? So yeah, the first item I asked for the price, the first shop told me 20,700. I was like, okay, spare parts are this expensive really? I was like, no, 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 I'm not believing this. We went to the second shop. No, the second shop, the same item, 20,900. Mm-mm. It can even be expensive than the first one. Oh, heck no. So my guy advised me, why don't we go back to the first shop? Because it was way more cheaper. But then I was like, no, no, no. Let's at least go further into a third shop for comparison purposes. We walked steadily to the third shop and they gave me the price of 20,500. Now, listen to this. When I went to the third shop, the attendant was extremely busy. Like, he was really busy and not paying attention. So I was like, do you have this and this in stock? Do you have this item in stock? I was like, yeah. And it's only one and it's going for 20,500. As I'm busy deliberating on whether to go for it or not, another client comes in. Actually, two guys. Imagine they're asking for the same identical part. Don't forget, the attendant has told me only one set remaining. I was like, okay, this is do or die. I have to go for this one because if it's only one part and actually I've gotten a fair deal, then this is the right shop. Kindly note the three shops and the price list because I'll get back to that later. So I was like, oh, this is a fair deal. So instead of just going for one part, I went for the entire list that the mates had written down. I spent quite a cool amount of money. I'm not going to mention the numbers because you're like, Joanne, I don't want you telling me I was gullible and everything. So I went for the whole amount. And believe me, it really put a dip in my pocket. So yeah, we put the things and then because they were quite bulky, quite heavy, we had to go for a boda boda guy. So the guy is busy getting a boda boda guy and negotiating the price. But then as we're leaving the shop, the wife tells me, hi, Joanne, these things are too expensive. We own a car and I've never had or seen her spend this quite amount of money. So I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So she was like, siuangalie Gigi. She's telling me, Joanne, have you confirmed the price list with what is on Gigi? Okay, I took the phone and I was on Gigi. And let me tell you, where they were selling me 5 times the price on Gigi. Say Madamu Kupanda, as in me boiling and everything. I was like, 5 times For each and every product they had sold me, they had done 5 times the legit price. I'm telling you, I've never gotten that mad. You know, when I'm mad, I'm like, nah, 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 you cannot do this. I'm dramatic, by the way. I'm small, I don't deny, but what I like in height, I make up for it in drama. Because I'm telling you, I was worked up. So the wife told me, enda waitishe nini receipt ya ETR. She's like, go ask for the ATR receipt. And I'm telling you, I matched like, in people have a saying that like Maria who's going to hold a wedding. That was me. I was walking briskly going back to that shop. And I was like, I need an ATR receipt now, not tomorrow, now. Hey, I started creating drama. People were all, the crowd is now gathering. Like, what happened? It's like, imagine, this is the price they are selling. They're selling me this item, this amount, and on Gigi, it's this amount. And let me tell you, when drama cooks, it cooks nicely. People were coming in. Then the shop owner was like, okay, now this is getting out of hand. So she approached me and started speaking to me in Kikuyu. And guess what she told me? You know, we are people of the house. Adwanyuba. Tribalism, boom, comes in handy. So I was like, no, Adwanyuba, or people of the house, we always have that respect we have for each other that if you call me and you're addressing me, at least it's always good. You pay heed and at least talk. So I was like, how do you sell me this item at this price and not digits on this price? So the shopkeeper calls me aside and she starts speaking in harsh tones in Kikuyu. She explains to me and tells me that in Embu, there's a specific way of running things that is beyond their control. She further explained and told me that for them as spare parts dealers or shop owners that sell spare parts, they have to work hand in hand with mechanics and also the brokers. She told me about the warning sign about beware of con mechanics. She told me that con mechanics are not just the ones who are fixing your cars, but also the ones who collude in getting spare parts sell at very high prices to a vulnerable group. So I inquired, which is the vulnerable group? She told me the vulnerable group is ladies and any new car owner. Any new car owner who does not know about the pricing of the spare parts in the market. So she asked me, did you go to shop 1, shop 2, and then shop 3? I confirmed. And she told me, shop 1 is meant to give me the base price of that specific spare part so that I can at least know how to gauge the pricing of that specific part. Then shop 2 is meant to show me that the pricing can go even slightly a bit higher. Then now shop 3 is the fair deal shop. And she went on and told me that it's not every time that her shop is the fair deal part. No, they alternate. Maybe on this Saturday, it's her shop. The next Saturday, it's another shop. The other Saturday, another shop. They alternate like that. And they usually target Saturdays because they know that is when most new car owners or ladies are available to take their cars to be fixed. So she told me that they have to do this. Failure to do that, if they don't comply, they will close down. That is because the mechanics and the brokers will start spreading fake news, bad news, telling car owners, if you want to source your parts, kindly avoid shop A, B, C, and D. They sell fake spare parts. When they tell them that they sell fake spare parts, eventually you shut down. And business is business. We can't afford to shut down. So she asked me, what do we do? Honestly, when I looked at her, she was really sorry based on how I judged her. And she was really in a tight corner, in a fix. So she told me that what we're going to do is this. We are going to give you the legit price, but then your friend has to know that the deal did not go through. Because this is what happened. When my friend went to take that lengthy phone call, he went to the shops one by one, gave the attendant 500 each. I'm coming in with a lady client. When she asked for this and this is the price that you should give her. Shop 2 the same, shop 3 the same. So now because the deal did not go through, I had to be compensated my money. Now, as we were turning around to go back to the counter so that I can collect the excess money, guess who was standing right behind us? My friend, standing like this. I swear, you'd think he's a father who's about to conduct mass. And let me tell you, with a bowed head, looking really sorry and everything, and he was like apologizing profusely. Joanne, I know I'm very sorry. I know I even owe you money. And true, he does owe me money. Because of the time his son had been chased from school due to school fees arrears, and I actually lent him 9,000 that he had not yet compensated. He had not yet returned back. And he's like, oh, I've got a lot of issues at home. I'm financially down. So I was trying to make a few coins here so that I can pay you back. The audacity. You're making a huge amount of money from me to pay me back the little money that you owe me. Seriously? I was torn between getting completely worked up and just like, let me listen to his BS. So I listened to his BS. And let me tell you something about brokers. they've got a sweet tongue. When it comes to convincing and being seriously and profusely apologetic, they know how to go about it. Then he begged me, please don't let me cry in front of my wife. It's humiliating as a man and everything. And I was like, okay, okay. But what the guy didn't know, his wife was right behind him. So the wife was like, tap, tap. What am I not supposed to know? Hey, let me tell you, drama broke, all lose. So I was like, let me tell you. You see the money I was being conned? He's the culprit, your husband. I went on narrating the whole story. There's only one part that I left out, whereby the wife is the one who told me to check on Gigi. So I'm telling the wife, I decided, let me confirm the price list with Gigi. She's like, no, I'm the one who told you. Oh, she's an anti-nita. She cannot connect the dots that I'm trying to, as in, exclude her from the blame. She's like, I'm even the one who told you to go and ask for the ATR receipt. I'm like, oh my God. There, SHIT goes hitting the roof. So yeah, finally the guy apologized and I was given my fair cut, as in the fair deal of the price of the spare parts, and my car was fixed. Now let me tell you about my friend. The next day, he actually came to my place to apologize. But then I noticed that the wife was not with him. So I was like, so and so. I'll not mention his name. If I mention his name, people who are from around Kutus and his vicinity, they'll know who I'm talking about. And well, we are still friends. That is in the past. We cannot afford to like disclose people. So I asked him, where is Mama so and so? I was like, Mama so and so left and he won't be back. She won't be back for a while, only to come later and realize that she had been sent packing to her parents' house. She was like, you've spoiled business. What do you think when you ask to have a good hairstyle? Where does the money come from? When you say you want the new fashion in town, where do you think the money comes from? And the girl was sent packing. And eventually they reconciled and now they are back together. And now the reason is why I'm telling you this story. This story happened way back in 2020, long before I was a mechanic, and we've already patched the differences, and we are good friends, by the way. The reason I have told you this story is because most of the times we are conned out of our own ignorance. You don't take time to know the prices of spare parts. I know you may be a lady and you may be not familiar with these things. But how about you just spare a few minutes of your time and subscribe to car bloggers or car technicians who really give the accurate information about cars? Well, I know there are car enthusiasts who maybe just they go about posting things about cars because they love cars, they're talking about the horsepower, the torque. But today I'm talking about a car technician, and not just me. There's so many out there on the internet whereby you can get credible information relating to your car. Until later on you advance to know about everything involving your car. Take time and learn the basics like prices. That way you will save yourself from being conned and eventually you will save yourself money. And this is not an isolated case. There was another case that I experienced at Precision Automotive. A lady brought in her car to be fixed and tagged along with a male friend. So after the car was fixed and now Imran was writing down the quotation, before he handed over the quotation, the guy, the male friend, came and called Imran aside. And he told Imran that this price, you can't give her this price, exaggerate it a bit. And Imran was like, no, I don't do that. I mean, Imran is really strict to his core values. I don't know whether it's because he's a staunch Muslim. He's like, here at Precision Automotive, we don't do that. And now you can just imagine the heartbreak that the woman felt when she realized that the friend that she had brought along was the one who was trying to con her. I'm telling you, it was a really sorry state. And the reason as to why I'm sharing this is so that you can have the know-how on how to go about when you as a lady or you as a new car owner go about fixing your cars. Have prior knowledge, have basic knowledge about the pricing of spare parts so that you can avoid being scammed. So yeah, keep it here for real.